Hi Virgo, welcome to your reading. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So rising or ascendant, whichever word you prefer using. So if this doesn't resonate, that's completely fine. As I always say, if it doesn't resonate, then just obliterate it from your memory, pretend it never existed. If it does resonate, then that is great. You don't have to force it to resonate. And throughout the video, please do follow your intuition, so you can make sure that what you're hearing is a message for you. So your intuition can basically just guide you. You have here the Fool, the Sun, and the Eight of Pentacles. So with the Fool, I'm seeing that you're looking for a new beginning. And again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So you're looking for a new beginning, and also you're looking for like faith in the other person, to be able to have faith in them, to trust them, to be able to believe in them. I guess overall, just being able to trust them, like that trust test you do when you fall and someone has to catch you, that kind of thing. So knowing that they have your back, knowing that they're going to be there with you no matter what. So that's what. But also, like, there's a sense of a new beginning as well. So maybe some of you are looking for a new beginning, a fresh start, or an adventure together as well. There's a heavy idea of an adventure. With the Fool and the Sun. The Sun is a little boy on a horse, and it's like he's on a journey, and the Fool is literally the Fool's journey. Just starting, the beginning, the start. So you want a new start. Maybe it's with someone new or someone from before. As long as you have a person in mind, I think it should resonate. But again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, regardless. And there's this sense of daydreaming as well. So you may also daydream this sort of ideal future with them, or daydream the adventures you can have with them. And the adventure doesn't have to mean like you're literally going backpacking with across I don't know, whichever country. It could just be simply a life journey together. Starting that new life journey. But there is this, with both cards, there's this feeling of freedom. The Fool card isn't really constrained. There's this whole wide view around him, this whole journey. The world is there for him to explore. The world is his oyster. And I'm just going off the gender of the cards, since it's the Fool. You don't have to be like a male watching this. So yeah, the world is his oyster. He can go wherever he wants. He's not bound by anything. He doesn't have any luggage on him. So again, this heavy sense of freedom with the Fool and with the Sun card. With the Sun, I'm seeing that your person is likely looking for, again, that sense of that freedom as well. Not just freedom, literally not being bound by anything, but also freedom to be themselves around you, freedom to be themselves, maybe even to unleash their inner child, to be able to explore together. They want you to join them on their journey. They want you to come up on that horse with them and to ride together and explore the world together. And there's also a feeling of them not want, like, preferring the good times you have together, not wanting arguments. I know some people do like arguments in relationships, but with this person, I'm not really sensing that. They prefer more peace and harmony, maybe even something long term as well. This is a long journey. There's nothing stopping it, nothing constraining it. It's a journey that goes on and on forever. There is no limits. There's no limits to what you both can discover about each other. So like, not just exploring about the world, but about each other as well. And there's no limits to how far you can go. Just as long as knowing you can be yourselves around each other and you can trust each other. So there's a heavy sense of freedom with both cards and exploration. But also with this card, there's wanting to have faith and being able to trust the other person. With this card, it's also not wanting to have arguments and to have more peace and harmony. And maybe even for some of you, a long-term relationship. In the sense of marriage, or even if it's not marriage, actually, just a long-term relationship. But if you're not looking for a long-term relationship, then and I just take what resonates. But yeah, it does look like a long journey to me. A journey where you don't have to, like, leaving. I'm also seeing leaving all your baggage behind. So any past wounds and things like that, leaving it behind with that Fool card. He only has this one stick of luggage with him. He's not carrying a full suitcase or anything. He doesn't have all that baggage with him. He's letting it all go and starting things new and fresh, and just bringing what he needs, which is himself. I guess his companion. So you can look at that as your spirit guides, or as an actual pet, if you'd like. And also maybe like food or whatever is in his bag. Maybe just the lessons he's learned along the way, but without this the negative sides, if that makes sense. So together with that Eight of Pentacles, I am seeing that working on something together. So you will likely be working on something together. More stability, because where these two are free and exploring the world, maybe that's how you both currently are. Like if you haven't met this person yet, actually whether you've met this person or not, and you're together or not, I'm getting this. It could for some of you be that you're both on an individual journey. So rather than wanting to be on a journey together, for some of you, maybe the message I said first, it would resonate more. But I'm also seeing another message of on two separate journeys. And then likely in the future you'll come together and settle down somewhere, because you have from going to an open space to like a castle, I guess. I don't know if it's a castle, but the windows make me think of a castle, or some sort of medieval, is it medieval type building, I guess. That's what it makes me think of. So going from having this freedom to settling down, and being in a more confined space, and it's gone from bright to kind of dark with a dim lighting. And it doesn't mean that your future is going to be like dim and dark or whatever. It just means there's a lot more focus. Maybe you learn so much about each other, you even learn about each other's maybe dark sides, or rather for some of you it's about being comfortable sharing those darker aspects about each other. You have the skull there as well, skull and candles, and those give me a feeling of exploring the taboo, exploring the unknown, exploring the supernatural as well. So I'm also getting a feeling of a heavy focus on each other and a heavy focus on the work. So maybe after a while you do decide to focus on one thing in particular together. Maybe even you decide to work on something really big together that may have quite an, I say impact, because with the dark room, it gives a heavy sense of seriousness, working on something serious and huge together. Whereas these two are more kind of like the young teenage love couple kind of thing, set vibe with these two cards. Whereas with this one, it's more there's stability, there's being grounded, and there's exploring things, learning. Maybe it's that you've learned so much about each other now. Maybe you see each other in a different light. That could also be it for some of you. But there's this heavy feeling of stability with the Eight of Pentacles, and having learned a deep, like gone deeply into each other's soul, I guess I could say. And then with the dim lighting, I guess it could be that your point of view or your view of the world has changed quite a bit with that dim lighting. And like it's gone from a huge bright sun and illuminating the whole world to one candle illuminating a single room. So maybe again that sense of having to focus on one thing and to do an individual work. Or for some of you it could be working on yourself to further improve the relationship. Because again with that difference in lighting from something big and bright to something a bit darker and dimmer, is also seriousness, more groundedness, less explosive. I guess you've gone from like fire energy to earth energy, which has dimmed the light a bit. So maybe that fiery passion has maybe dimmed a bit, but doesn't mean the love is gone. It's just that the passion has changed tones, from a bright yellow light to a more orangey dim light. It's just changed tones. It hasn't disappeared. It's just changed tones. But the focus and attention on one another is still there with the Eight of Pentacles. You do have the Karma card at the top of the deck, and again the sun is gone in this card. The sun is gone, which is really interesting. I didn't actually like take notice of that at first, but then these people are like worshipping that eclipse. So I guess to me it seems like acknowledging the two sides of a coin. There's so in relationships there's ups and there's downs and so forth, but acknowledging those times and not using those times to like scar each other further. Because even though the sun is gone, it comes back. It's not gone forever. Even if the light is dim, she's going to go out one, like the sun's going to return. It's dark, it's at night, and the light is dim. Like okay, so with that, okay, let me get back with my first thought. So it's dark, it's light, it's dark, the light is dim, and she's in that dark room. It's kind of similar to this, but she's still going to see the daylight again one day. But another way I saw that was when I noticed it was nighttime as well, and she has this light there. Even though it's nighttime, there's still a source of light. So even when you're feeling down, there's still a source of light for both of you. Maybe it's for that you're a source of light for each other. It could be that. it could be that I'm getting a sense of like two halves of a coin. You have the sun, and the moon card isn't here, but like the moon, this isn't like the sun is blocked. So I'm seeing it also as loving their darker sides. Because if they are being more represented by the sun cards, which is how I'm seeing it, and then you have this people worshipping a blocked sun, like an eclipse, then it's like knowing they have a darker side, and you have it here as well, the sense of understanding and studying the dark. I mentioned as well the taboo and stuff like that. So knowing and acknowledging that they may have like a darker side. Darker side doesn't have to mean psychopath. Just that they have their own, like, a shadow side. It's not the word. Is that another word for it? I never really studied the shadow side much. So I don't want to like have any misconceptions about that. But acknowledging their negatives and loving, well, accepting it basically. Acknowledging and loving and accepting. So acknowledging and accepting their negatives as well as positives. With this karma card. You have the Eight of Wands, so messages on the after that. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Five of Pentacles and then the Wheel of Fortune, so changes in luck. So sometimes your relationship is directed by fate. It's heavily directed by fate for some of you. And it can go different ways sometimes. It can be this bright, lovely, amazing thing with so much luck and joy and harmony. It can be a bit colder and a bit darker sometimes, a bit more lonely at times as well. But there's, again, stability and focus with this card. It's not all snow, and it's not all always sunflowers. It changes sometimes with the Wheel of the Year. It's not the Wheel of Fortune, it's the Wheel of the Year, but it's usually the real Wheel of Fortune. So things change sometimes, seasons change, but like being able to enjoy each season together, basically. So you have like summer there and then winter here, and you have moon and sun here as well. Anyways, I'll leave it there. I'm not going to go too far with this. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this did resonate. If you'd like to, you can like, share, comment, subscribe. If this didn't resonate, that's completely fine as well. And yeah, thank you very much for watching.